Oh yeah, what's going on everybody on YouTube? It's your boy CC Simtex coming to you with some NFL predictions week 2. It is about 7:41 in the morning in California. Sunny San Diego, except today it's not so sunny. It's all clouds and I'm hoping it rains and thunders and storms and shit because it's soothing. So yeah. But anyway, if I don't see them all here, I'm sorry, I'm tired. Last week I was 10 out of 16 for the games that I picked. Not bad, with a 4 positive. But we gonna do the damn thing again this week. Like I said, this is gonna be every single week that we come to you with these NFL predictions. Just gonna skip this little intro though, because don't nobody give a shit. We just want to get to the game. I don't know, not again, like last week. I don't know if the whole game gonna finish, or if I'm gonna be done before then. I don't know. Last week it was 50 minutes, which is a little bit long. But hey, football is football. We gotta talk it, so we might as well get started here. Looking at the games that is lined up for week 2, this to me is game of the week. The rivalry between these two, probably the biggest rivalry in football, the Bears and the Packers. Now, Aaron Rodgers played good against the 49ers, against a top 3 defense in the league. I don't care what anybody says. Played good against the Niners, but still was not able to get the job done. But he almost rallied them back. If he had one more quarter, Packers probably could have came back and won. I mean, they lose the game 30-22. So yeah, Rodgers is ready to play this game, coming off of a loss to the San Francisco 49ers. The Bears coming off of a huge win. Not really a huge win. Well, I mean, it was huge, but I mean, you're playing a young team. You got an experienced team playing a young team. So, I mean, beating the Colts, that's cool and all, but it's, it's a rookie quarterback against Brian Urlacher's defense. So, I wasn't too impressed, even though it was 41 to, like, whatever. But who cares? I think the Packers are going to come back and win this, man. I really do. They have 5 receivers that they can throw the ball to. And it just, I mean, outside of Brandon Marshall on the Bears, I don't really think Devin Hester really is a receiver, in my opinion. After the completion. He's just a kick returner, and I think he should do kick return. He doesn't run routes that crisp. He doesn't catch the ball as good as maybe Johnny Knox or Bennett or whoever the tight end is. I mean, it's just he just doesn't have hands like that. That's why he was a DB. Y'all gotta understand that. That's why he was a defensive back coming out of college. He has amazing speed, but his hands ain't all there, and he doesn't run routes as crisp as a Brandon Marshall. So, I mean, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, groin injury and all. Donald Driver's still on that roster. Let's not forget about him. And then you got James Jones, and you got Jermichael Finley. Those guys can all catch the ball and run routes really well. Really well. So, I said Packers going to win this game just based off of that. I know what people are thinking. Well, Bears have a top-notch defense, and the Packers had the worst defense last year. I understand that. But let's not forget the fact that last year, the Packers with the worst defense in the league still went 15-1. First down. Because Aaron Rodgers is probably the best quarterback in the league right now. Okay? So, let's just be real. And see, the Madden fixed that. Fixed that right there. Because he caught that little pass over the middle. If this would have been Madden 2009, where hits were still hits, 87 would have died. You need to fix that. That should have been a big hit. What's this little wrap-up shit? No, that needs to be a Ray Lewis, Jack Tatum, Jack Ham, Mike Singletary type just demolition right there. Fix that. But anyway, I digress. Packers are going to win this game, in my opinion. Worst defense or whatever, I don't care. They're going to win. Their offense is too good. They have a running back who can be an every down back now in Cedric Benson. And then they got Starks to back him up, who isn't bad at all. So, I'm going to say the score will be...
The offense getting set. The goal line.
I'm going to say...
A tackle behind the line.
28-24, Packers are going to win this game. The Bears' defense will keep them in, and their new and improved offense will keep them in. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Matt Forte is on that team, and he's the best running back in the league. I don't care what anybody says. He's the best running back in the league right now. But like I said, man, I just think Aaron Rodgers and them receivers is too much to handle, too much to contain. Moving along. Now, see, that's a hit. That's a hit, Pepra. That's what I'm talking about. Moving along. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills. Both of these guys coming off a humiliating loss. I mean, humiliating. These cats both got destroyed. They both had 40 points put on them. Humiliating. I think, though, that the Bills will rally. That's right. I think the Bills will rally. I know that Dwayne Bowe and the Chiefs are not that bad, but neither are the Bills. I know Fred Jackson is hurt, but shit, who the fuck cares? CJ Spiller is a fucking monster. He had 160 yards on 10 carries. So, and he didn't juke. He wasn't no east and west runner. He ran straight through the gut, hit the hole, and ran through tackles. He just used that speed to get by tackles. He didn't have to shake nobody really. He didn't have to stop and cut or nothing. He just ran, which a lot of running backs need to learn how to do. You know, just hit the hole and go. So, I mean, you're not really missing anything with Fred Jackson. If anything, this is the perfect opportunity to see what CJ Spiller can really do as a starting running back. But anyway, I think the Bills' defense is better than the Chiefs' defense. That's just my personal opinion. And especially early on in the season. I understand they got 48 points put up on them and stuff like that. I understand that. But everybody's entitled to a bad game. Shit, even my Ravens lost, what, like 9 to nothing to the freaking Jaguars, all field goals or something last year. So, I mean, everybody's entitled to a bad game. I think the Bills will come back and rally. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick will throw the ball better. I think the receivers will show up. I think CJ Spiller will have another good game. And I think that defense will step up and they will help out the offense a lot. The Chiefs, they had 40 put on them, but they played a really good team. They played a playoff team. The Bills, they lost the I mean, they're coming off of a freaking a loss to Mark Sanchez and Tebow. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be too happy about that. Division and shit. No. They're going to come and they're going to rally and they're going to try to do everything they can to get a win so they're 1-1. They do not want to start off 0-2. Kansas City, they're still sitting, to me, in my opinion, they're still sitting in good position to you know, steal the division. They're not a bad team by any means or by any stretch of the imagination. So they'll rally, but they'll lose this game. They'll rally next week. Buffalo will win this about 17-10, 17-14. I don't see this as a high-scoring game. Their offenses aren't that high-powered, but their defenses are both really decent. I just think Buffalo has the better defense at this point. And yes, like I said, everybody has bad games. I understand the 48 points or whatever that Mark Sanchez put on them, but the Chiefs ain't got that type of offense. So moving along, Carolina versus the New Orleans Saints. Cam Newton versus Drew Brees. Now, let me see here. Cam Newton coming off of a loss. Drew Brees coming off of a loss to a rookie. A rookie outthrew Drew Brees last week. Yeah, Drew Brees is pissed. Drew Brees is going to do whatever it takes to freaking rally the New Orleans Saints. And Jonathan Vilma is going to be back. So you got him and Curtis Lofton now. And they're both really good linebackers.
45 minutes to go.
Now,
we'll return after this message
with Drew Brees, if you guys are watching the game Sunday, if you're paying attention, Drew Brees almost brought the game back for the Saints. And they were down a lot. And he started to rally. That Redskins defense was just able to hold them off. But Drew Brees was able to rally that team, and they started to move the ball. Lance Moore had a phenomenal game, and he was clutch in his catches that he made to convert some really big first downs. Drew Brees was getting into his rhythm. He was getting accurate. The Redskins defense was just good enough to hold him off for that last play. The Panthers defense, I don't think they're as good as the Redskins defense right now after week 1. I don't. So I just, Cam Newton, I think, is going to have a really good game. Because I think Cam Newton is the truth. I think he'll have a really good game. But they're not going to be able to contain Drew Brees. That defense is not going to be able to contain Drew Brees in that offense. Marcus Colston is going to show up. Lance Moore is going to show up again. And Devery Henderson might catch a bomb or two. You never know what's going to happen. But I just think that something's going to happen, man, with that offense. And you got Sproles, who's fucking phenomenal running back. And he can catch. He can run out the backfield. He returns kicks. He does a lot of stuff in the special teams. So that was a nasty spin move. I'm not going to lie. But Drew Brees and the Saints will win this game. I'm going to say 35-20. 35-20. Drew Brees and the Saints win this game over the Carolina Panthers.
Now 1st and 10.
Moving along to a divisional game. I don't really give a shit. Cleveland and the Bengals. Who cares? Moving along. Minnesota. No, just playing. But the Bengals and the Browns. The Bengals coming off of a 44-13 loss to my Baltimore Ravens. And the Browns coming off of a squeaker of a loss. But that's because you have no quarterback, baby. You can't do nothing, Cleveland. You don't have a quarterback. Brandon Weeden is 28 years old. There's no reason he should have lost that Eagles game. None. And I understand, like, okay, look, the Browns got 4 interceptions on Michael Vick, a Pro Bowl quarterback who has played in the NFC Championship before. So he knows what it takes to win. The Browns' defense was ranked 10th last year. Their defense is good. You mean to tell me that you hold this fourth quarter, or this, for 4 quarters, you hold this Pro Bowl quarterback to just 2 touchdowns, and you make him force 4 bad throws to get interceptions or whatever. You forced them to not use LaShawn McCoy because they only gave him 18 carries for about 70 yards. So you forced them to not use a Pro Bowl running back. But then the defense has the game won for you, Browns. You guys are winning. And then what the hell happens? Oh, I'll tell you what happens. Freaking Brandon Weeden comes into the game and he stinks up the place. 12 out of 36 for like 1 touchdown and like 3 picks or some shit like that. That's horrible. Horrible.
About to snap it.
You ain't winning shit with that. You're 28. You're going to retire tomorrow.
1st down and 10.
Like, you're not young. You do not have the time to sit there and be bullshitting on the field. And see, everybody wants to knock Colt McCoy, and they want to knock all these quarterbacks that weren't that bad, man. Listen here, Tim Couch was not that bad. Colt McCoy is not that bad. The problem with the Cleveland, and Brady Quinn is definitely not that bad. The problem with the Cleveland Browns offense is your coordinators suck, your front office sucks, and your coaching staff just sucks, except for the defensive coordinator, because that's the only thing that's good on your whole team. Your whole team. Motherfuckers, everything else sucks. Y'all need Mike Holmgren. I don't know what you're doing, but get your fat ass out the booth and come coordinate the offense. You coach Brett Favre and the Super Bowl winning Packers with Mariucci and friends. So get your fat ass out the booth and come fucking coach. You know offense. or at least fucking hire somebody that knows offense, Mr. General Manager or whatever the fuck you are. It's just stupid fat ass out the booth. Mike Holmgren ain't doing shit. It's a horribly run team right now. Horribly. And that's why the Browns don't ever prosper in any season. Their offensive coordinators have sucked anus the last few years. It ain't just this year, it's the last few years. The last time the Browns were good, Romeo Crennel was the head coach. And they went 10-6.
That catch will keep the drive alive.
And again, Romeo Crennel is a defensive-minded coach. He's a defensive coordinator for the Patriots, and he's just a defensive-minded person. Head coach for the Chiefs now, I think. But he's, you know what I'm saying, he's a really good coach. But that defense was always able to prosper because they had a great defensive-minded coach. But now, it's like, shit, the defense can only be on the field so long before they get tired. They can't win the game every week. You need an offense. And your offensive coordinator sucks. You have no receivers. You draft poorly. Yeah, you drafted Trent Richardson. And that's nice. Okay, Lottie fucking die. What the fuck is Trent Richardson going to do if you ain't got no damn offense? You can't just give him lead gut every play. It ain't going to work. Especially if you got to play Ray Lewis twice a year. Fuck around and snap his damn neck. But anyway, I digress. The Bengals rebound off of the loss to the Ravens, and they win this game outright. I'm gonna say 28-10. They're gonna win 28-10. I was gonna say 28-3, but I'll give the Browns a touchdown. They'll win. The Bengals will win 28-10. And they will move 1-1 in division and overall record. So, sorry Browns, but get a damn offense, get a new front office, get something, because the quarterbacks that you draft are not that bad, but the schemes you're trying to implement are terrible. But anyway, moving along, Minnesota versus Indy. Minnesota played phenomenally against the Bears in Madden. They didn't play that good against they didn't play that good against Jacksonville. Let's just be real. You got Adrian Peterson. You should have won that game outright against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Or Shane Mathis, or whatever the fuck his name is. He's old. He shouldn't he's not going to be able to cover any fast receivers anymore. He should really move to safety like Charles Woodson did so he can keep up, or a Rondé Barber so he can keep up. But no, no. Jacksonville, no, stop it. Stop it. Minnesota, your defense needs to show up, because if they do not, I am sorry, but Andrew Luck will pick Minnesota's defense apart. Andrew Luck had still a solid game against the Bears. Granted, he had turnovers, but he's a rookie. That's expected. But he still played well. He played better than Ryan Tannehill. He played better than Brandon Wheat. So, and he played against better defense. Well, Tannehill had to play the Texans. So, besides Tannehill, compare him and Wheaton, he played better. Wheaton's older, so he should have more awareness at this point than Andrew Luck. But, anyways, Andrew Luck coming off of he's a second generation, player. Oliver Luck, his father played for the Houston Oilers, blah, blah, blah. So, look here. Indy's going to win this game. I understand that they got Adrian Peterson and whatever and blah, 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 blah. But if Mathis and Freeney can contain him at linebacker, because they moved to linebacker, if they can contain him long enough, Luck will win them the game. Luck in those receivers. Austin Collie, he got brain damage or some shit every time he fucking sneezes, he gets a concussion. So he's not going to do much. But you still got number, what was it, number 12? Number 12, and you got Reggie Wayne, and you got your tight end, Fleener. So, I mean, and then Donald Brown, he can run the ball. He can move the ball a little bit. So, I just think the offense is more put together than
He'll fire it out to the
than what you call it. I just think that, well, back-to-back interception. I just think the offense is more put together on the Colts than it is the Minnesota Vikings. Christian Ponder, he's getting better, but I still need to see more. I mean, you can't struggle with a Jacksonville defense. It just, no. But then again, everybody has their good games too. Like I said, everybody had their bad games earlier. But anyways, I think Indy's going to win this game, and it's going to be a close game. It's going to be like a 21-17 type of deal. It's going to be close like the Jacksonville game that Minnesota played last week. So, but the Colts will win this. They'll rebound. They'll win. They'll go 1-1 in week 2. Now, Houston and Jacksonville, come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Again, this is a top 3 defense in the league, in my opinion. Jacksonville is not going to be Houston. I don't care if Maurice Jones-Drew plays or not. You're not going to win the game. You're not. I don't give a shit. If you could go, you can go right now, and you can get Jimmy Smith to come back and run routes for you. You're still not going to win the game. You're still not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Berg, when you watch this, I'm sorry. But the Texans are going to win this game outright. It is going to be 31-10. Texans offense will move the ball. Aaron Foster will have a good game. I don't know of any injuries on the Texans, so remember, I'm going off just what I know right now at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if the Texans have any injuries, but even if Aaron Foster wasn't able to play or whatever, I still think Tate would have did a good job, and they'd still win. They'd still win. Andre Johnson's going to play. He's going to show up. Schaub, he's a great quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. The only reason why they don't give him the credit he deserves is because he was injured and was not able to play in the playoffs. But he is a great quarterback in the league at this point, and he is definitely a top 10 quarterback in the league at this point, in my opinion. So give credit where credit is due. The Houston Texans will win this game 31-10. I'm looking for just complete demolition of the Jacksonville defense. Maurice Jones-Drew might have a good game, but the rest of the Jacksonville Jaguars will not. Moving along, Oakland Raiders. The Raiders versus the Miami Dolphins. The Raiders coming off of a loss, and that freaking sucked. Let's just be real. Call a spade a spade. The Raiders win Monday night if their long snapper does not have that concussion. One person is one person being hurt is very important. See, whether it's special teams, starting defense, starting offense, that one person is very important because they had 4 bad kicks because of the long snapper. The Chargers couldn't stop Run DMC. Run DMC ran butt-ass naked all over the damn Chargers. He was catching, he was running, he was doing the damn thing. Okay, and I'm not even a Raiders fan. But call a spade a spade. That's just what it was. Now, I don't know if this long snapper is healthy, if they found a long snapper who can actually get the job done. But because I'm unsure of that, I'm going to say that the Dolphins will win this game. The Dolphins will win this game. Whew, let me see here. About 21-24. It'll be a close game because Carson Palmer, he played phenomenal against the Chargers. I think he had like 1 turnover and 1 touchdown and stuff. But I mean, then again, you don't really have that great of receivers to throw to. And you had the offensive or the special teams issues going on, and they were still in that game. So I think Carson Palmer will play good enough to keep the game close, but I think it's going to come down to a freaking field goal, 21-24 type deal. Miami's going to pull it out and win. Tannehill will get his first win as a starter, and Reggie Bush will have a between 60 and 80 yard game rushing the ball.
first down is picked up.
Moving along, Arizona against New England.
Yes, we know they can throw it, but what they're
I don't think Arizona is ready for New England.
Running the football.
I don't. They're not. I mean, you got Larry Fitzgerald. He might be ready, but shit, who's gonna throw him the ball? That's what I'm waiting to see. Who's gonna throw him the ball? Because I don't believe in Kevin Kolb. I never have. I didn't believe in him when he was in Philly, and I don't believe in him now. And Skelton, I don't even know who you are. So I definitely don't believe in you. Tom Brady coming off of a good game. Receivers coming off of a good game. Brady, you missed a pass that I could have used in fantasy. I still won by like a dominating 40, 50 points or whatever. But I still could have used that bomb to Brandon Lloyd. He was wide open for 60 yards that you kind of overthrew or whatever. But it is what it is. But yeah, the offense of the Patriots is going to be too much for the defense of the Cardinals. And the Patriots will win this game outright. It's going to be about maybe 42 to 17. 42 to 17. They're going to put up 40. The Patriots are going to score. You know Belichick. He's gonna run up the score anyway because he's an asshole. No, I'm just playing. I like Belichick, but it's going to be a high-scoring game for the Patriots. The Patriots will put up 40. At least that's just what I believe. They may have a bad day. Who knows? But they'll win the game regardless, bad day or not. But I'm saying it's going to be 42-17 Patriots. But anyway, moving along. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're coming off a phenomenal win against the Panthers, who I said they would win against the Panthers. Nobody wanted to. They're not going to beat the Panthers. They don't have no defense. They put Rondé Barber's old ass at safety. Yes, and they won, didn't they? Now, the Bucs taking on the New York Giants, the Super Bowl winning New York Giants. Now, the Giants coming off the loss to Dallas. They
the run didn't pick up many yards.
Are going to struggle. That's right. I believe that the Giants will go 0-2 this week. I believe the Buccaneers are going to play well enough to surprise some people, and they will win this game 28 to like 24. I think the Bucs will win this game. I think the defense will come up huge with some turnovers. I don't think Eli will be, at the top of his game. I mean, he wasn't really at the top of his game last week. He only threw like one touchdown, and he's normally throwing like 3 or 4 or something like that. So, I mean, he's a multi-touchdown guy. So, for him to not throw more than one touchdown on what has been suspect defensive backs for the Cowboys the last few years, and I know they got Brandon Carr and stuff like that there, and their defense is a lot better. But I just don't think that they're going to rebound from that loss. I just don't. I think the Buccaneers will keep it going. They will go 2-0, and they will win 28-24 in a close game, maybe 24-31, maybe. But it will be a close game. It will be a close game.
The offense heads to the line for the second play of the drive.
Baltimore versus Philly. Come on, man. Come on. There is no way that you can make me believe, and I understand anybody can lose on any given day, but there's no way that you can make me believe right now at this point that Michael Vick, who struggled against the Browns, granted the Browns have a 10-ranked defense last year, struggled against the Browns, okay? He threw more interceptions than someone who went 12-36 as far as passing and completing. Okay? There's no way that you're going to make me believe that this team of the Philadelphia Eagles is going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens coming in with a with the #1 ranked offense after week 1. Okay, mind you, the Cowboys played phenomenal in the season opener last Wednesday, and the Ravens have surpassed that as far as stats. There's no way you're going to make me believe that Philly is going to do the same thing and show up to play offense like the Ravens did or like the Cowboys did last week. There's no way. The freaking Eagles, they need to use LaShawn McCoy. They need to use LaShawn McCoy while people are able to run the ball on the Ravens defense. Now, I understand Jarvis Green didn't get over 100 yards, that Ray Lewis prized his defense and not giving up 100 yards to any single back rush or whatever. But Jarvis Green Ellis was only 9 yards short, and Jarvis Green Ellis, to me, in my opinion, is not that good. So that tells me that our defense is getting a little slowed down and we're a little old, and we need Suggs back in a big way. But I think our defense is still good enough to hold LaShawn McCoy and Michael Vick. Jeremy Maclin is hurt, from what I understand. I know Ed Reed was hurt, but he practiced yesterday. So, strained hamstring or not, I believe Ed Reed will play, and I believe he will get an interception or two this game. And the way our offense is playing, I'm sorry, Nnamdi, but you're not as good as you were in Oakland. I'm just going to be real with you. You're still a good corner, still a great corner, but you're not as good as you were in Oakland, and you're not shutting down everybody like you did in Oakland. So I am going to have to give the nod to my Baltimore Ravens in a 34 to 17 or 20. 34 to 17 or 20 victory for the Ravens. I just believe our defense is better and our offense is on fire right now. I don't think the Eagles will be able to stop Ray Rice from running the ball, and I don't think Flacco's going to have a bad game. And Ray Lewis defense, come on now. They're not going to go in there, you know, being all soft because they're on the road. I think the Ravens win on the road 34-17 or 34-20. Either way they win.
15 minutes to go, and we'll return
moving along.
Message and a word from your local station.
Dallas Cowboys versus Seattle Seahawks.
And welcome back as we're about to
I'm going Dallas.
here in this one.
I'm going Dallas. People, like I said, stop hating on Romo. Romo played phenomenally against the Super Bowl winning Giants, and he outthrew Eli Manning. DeMarco Murray outran Ahmad Bradshaw. DeMarco Murray is going to be a top 10 running back in the league by the end of the season. Trust me on that. If he can stay healthy, don't forget he had 800 yards in 6.5 games, 7 games last season before he got hurt. Yeah, the man is an absolute monster. He is a beast. So, yeah, stop hating on the Cowboys. The Cowboys will win this game, and I believe that they will put up a lot of points. I believe it's going to be a 38-13 type deal. The Dallas Cowboys are going to play good defense with Rob Ryan leading the charge and getting those guys hyped up. DeMarcus Ware is going to get him a sack or two. And that defense is just going to play good. I believe Brandon Carr will get an interception. It's just going to be really, really good day and good outing for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo will have another good game. And then after that game, people will still continue to hate, but you need to stop because this man has never had a season with less than 91 passer rating. So stop hating. Tony Romo is the truth. He may not win in the playoffs where it matters. I understand that. But y'all sing Phillip Rivers praise and he don't win in the playoffs either. So stop it. Stop the hating. Now moving along. You got the St. Louis Rams, who played phenomenal against the Lions last Sunday. And they're playing at home this week against the Redskins, who played phenomenal. Sam Bradford played good. RG3 played terrific. I don't know I really don't know.
They've got him behind the line of scrimmage.
This is a game here that just makes you think like, damn, because those guys both showed up to play football last Sunday, and
a loss of a couple yards.
It may be a different story this week. Who knows? But I think RG3, he's just too hot right now. He's just too hot. And he won the game. So, I mean, he was able to keep his team ahead and win the game and come up clutch on third downs when he needed to. Whereas the Rams, they choked. They choked the lead to the Lions and allowed a little dump off to Kevin Smith for the Lions to come back and win the game last minute. So just off of that chokeness alone, that's right, I called it chokeness, not choke. But just off of that chokeness alone, I'm going with RG3. I think he has another good game. Pierre Garçon hurt or not, I still think that RG3 will get the ball to other receivers, and Roy Halou will do a better job running the ball than he did against the Saints. Not that he did bad, but I just think he'll do better. RG3 is too hot. He's too hot right now. If you have him on your fantasy team, I say start him this week against the Rams suspect defense. I mean, besides James Laurinaitis, who do they really have? Cortland Finnegan, who do they really have? So, I mean, start him. Start RG3 this week. I think it'll be a good start. He'll get you a lot of fantasy points. The Redskins will win this game. I'm going to say 31-21, maybe. 31-21. And Steven Jackson will be the one that scores 2 touchdowns for the Rams. I just don't think Sam Bradford will do it this week.
And that time it leads to a sack.
But that's who I think will win, the Redskins, 31-21. New York Jets, who put up 48 points on the Bills, taking on the 0-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's getting slow on that defense, man. Palomalu has to show up to play. He has to show up to play. And I'm going to tell you what, not because I'm a Ravens fan, but because I'm a realist. I am giving the Jets this win on the road at Heinz Field. I'm giving them this win. And the reason why I'm giving them this win is because they put up 48 points on the Bills. Okay, Bills, okay, big whoop. It's the Bills. The Steelers lost to the Broncos, and it's Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, right? So now check where I'm going with this. How many deep passes did Peyton throw really to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers? He didn't really stretch the field. You look at that game, Peyton did not really stretch the field. He hit all short to intermediate. He didn't really throw any like 40-yard bombs like he used to do to Marvin Harrison. I don't know if he has the arm strength anymore because of the neck injury or whatever, neck surgery. But he didn't stretch the field. And he still was able to beat the Steelers' defense, which is a pretty good defense. But they're getting older and they're getting slower. Palomalu coming up on the line, taking himself out the play. You know, that screen, that little quick little dump off to Demaryius Thomas. He could have, if he'd have played back in a safety position, he probably would have made a huge hit, or he might have been able to run up and steal it and get a pick six. But he's coming up, he's playing on the line, he's playing a little risky, and he's gambling a lot, and it cost him that first game. The deepest pass I think I seen Peyton throw was, let me see, either I want to say it was a post over the middle, or it was that little corner route to Decker for a first down when they needed it, when they was driving down the field. Other than that, he didn't really throw anything deep. Now the reason why I say the Jets will win is because to Stephen Hill, he caught 2 bombs from motherfucking not really necessarily bombs, but they were like at least good 30-yarders. He caught at least 2. He caught 2 good 30-yarders for 2 touchdowns on the Bills defense, and that was kind of stretching the field. Mark Sanchez is not afraid to throw it deep. He has the arm strength to throw it deep. So if you can't cover short to intermediate, Pittsburgh, I can't believe that you can cover anything deep, especially when you're bringing everybody down on the line and you're playing man coverage. I think that the defense is too slow at this point. You guys need to stick to a solid zone and zone blitz. You know, Dick LeBeau can come up with something because he has a phenomenal defensive mind and defensive coach. He's phenomenal. So I know you can come up with some zone blitzes. Keep Polamalu in coverage because he is your ball hawk on that defense. He is the guy that will get you the turnovers and the interceptions. Let him play coverage. Stop blitzing him all the time because he has not made no real blitz impact like he has in coverage, except for run support. He plays his ass off for that. But when it comes to rushing the passer, he hasn't really done much like an Adrian Wilson has. So, saying that, I just, if you guys play that same defense, that cover one, like you tried to play with blitzing your safety, blitzing Polamalu, I think that it's going to cost you a win against New York in a game that you should win. Pittsburgh, that's a game that you should win. So, again, I just think the Jets are going to stretch the field. They're going to spread them out. They're going to make Polamalu come down. They're going to come out with 3 wide, maybe 4 with a single back, or 3 wide with 1 tight end and a single back, and use Dustin Keller over the middle or something. And James Harrison needs to play. I don't know if he's going to play. He didn't play last game, but he needs to play because he is that pass rusher. He is that pass rusher that will get you 19 sacks in a season if you blitz him enough. So, but I don't know if he's playing. So I'm just assuming since he didn't play last week, he's not playing this week. That's just what I'm assuming. I don't know. I didn't read the injury report for the Steelers because I don't care. But the Jets are going to win this game. And it will be like 27-20 type thing. That's what I think it'll be, a 27-20 type game. Jets win the game because they stretch the field, they spread him out, they make Polamalu go on the slot, and they take his blitz away, and they just don't even throw in his area. They just take him out the play with a phantom receiver, pretty much. Have a receiver just run a route and have Polamalu cover and never throw it to that guy, and then just pick on the other guys that are slower, like not on Ike Taylor because Ike Taylor's still pretty fast, but you pick on that other corner, he's not as fast, and you pick on Ryan Clark, who didn't play in Mile High because of the altitude. He might fuck around and die. So, but he's not as fast either. So, I say stretch the field with them, throw it deep, and just take Polamalu out of the equation, spread him out, run some draw plays, run some screen plays, and it'll be 27-20. So, Jets will win that game, in my opinion, moving to 2-0. And Pittsburgh gets off on a slow start. Tennessee Titans taking on the San Diego Superchargers. Chargers, you barely got the job done against Oakland, and your special teams bailed you out, so don't try to act like you are the phenomenal Chargers of 3 years ago and you're going back to the AFC Championship, because you're not. I just want to, well, I mean, you might, but at this point, I don't think you are. You didn't play that great to me this past Monday. So, I'm just going to say this. Chargers, you'll beat the Titans because CJ2K is barely CJ 8 yards. So, I mean, I don't even know what's a nickname him off of that. I mean, Locker had more yards than him. So, CJ is MIA, missing in action ever since he got paid. See, that's why you don't pay these people the big bucks until they fucking finish out that first contract, because then they suck afterwards. But whatever. Chargers win this game. Chargers will win this game 30-10. And yeah, I know I'm putting up a lot of high scores this week, but that's what it was last week, because I think it'll continue these high scores, especially since you can't hit anity like you used to be able to hit them in the league. So, but whatever. 30-10, Chargers will win, and they'll play good. Phillip Rivers will have a good game against that defense in Tennessee, or in San Diego, but that Tennessee defense he'll have a good game against. Now, Detroit Lions taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Detroit coming off of a squeaker of a win, but I mean that was against the Rams. I think the Niners will win this game 35-24. The Niners will win 35-24. I think their defense is a lot better. I think they'll contain Megatron enough. Megatron will still score. Megatron will still have over 100 yards. But I think that they will be able to keep him out of the end zone enough to force Stafford to throw it to other receivers. So, Titus Young or whatever, he'll have to use those guys. Pettigrew, he'll have to use those guys. But for the simple fact that this is the Niners defense is the only reason why I'm not playing Pettigrew in my fantasy league. I'm playing Jermichael Finley instead. I think he'll have the better game. Now, that's just what I think. 35-24, the Niners will win. And then the last game here, Monday night, Denver with Peyton Manning against Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. I think Matty Ice and the Atlanta Falcons will lose this week, despite playing as well as they did, to Peyton Manning and to Champ Bailey in that defense, for the simple fact that you know how hard it is to out-throw Peyton? You can't out-throw Peyton, especially with Doomerville rushing you off the edge. See, there's nobody on defense on the Falcons that's really rushing off the edge that really is going to make me wonder. I mean, yeah, you got Abram, whatever, but he's a D-end, so I mean, D-ends aren't, they're dominant, but like a Justin Babin was last year, and freaking Jason Witten, or not Jason Witten, what am I saying? Jason Allen, whatever the name is, fucking Jared Allen, that's what I meant, Jared Allen, tripping. Ooh, woke up too early. Jared Allen, excuse me. But yeah, you got Justin Babin at like 19 sacks or 22 sacks or something like that. I think he was going to break the... No, that was Jared Allen. Jared Allen had like 22. He was going to break the record, but came up half a sack short. And then you had freaking, what's his name? Justin Babin, who had like 19 sacks. And then you had Suggs, who had 15 and stuff, but he's a linebacker. You had Ware, who had like 20, and he's a linebacker. So, I mean, it's mainly the linebackers that's taking over the sack. The outside linebackers, they're taking over the sacking stat. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see, Abram really doing much on the defensive end this game, especially against Peyton, because those linemen always keep Peyton upright. I mean, how many times was Peyton hit last week? Okay, see, so, and they played the Steelers, and the Steelers are known for sacking you and spine busting you and dropping you on your neck and shit. They got one sack on Peyton that I can remember from number 93, who played in Harrison's spot. But other than that, but that's a linebacker though. See, he's rushing the edge off that as a linebacker. So I mean, I just don't see the defensive line really getting in that much against Peyton. I think Peyton will have a 2 to 3 touchdown game, and they will win the game. I'm gonna say 24-14. 24-14. Matty Ice will have a good game, but he only have 1 touchdown. He might have 2 interceptions, and Michael Turner will have a solid game. He'll have like 60, 70 yards and a touchdown. So that's pretty much it for the for my NFL picks for week 2. I know this is like another 50-minute video, but I don't know. I just like talking football. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm doing this a little too long and if you want me to shorten it up a bit. Because if you do, I'll just play a Madden moment or something and just go through them real quick and make it like a 10-minute to 15-minute video or whatever. But if you like long, elaborate, whatever, opinions, if you like my opinion or whatever, let me know what you think. And all that good stuff. And post what you think is going to win and what you think the scores will be and who you got money on, who you're playing in your fantasy team. I want to know all that shit. Please like and subscribe if you don't mind. If not, it's all gravy, baby. Until next time, I will see you next time. It's your boy, CC Simtex, and I'm going back to sleep in this bitch. Peace.